Hi. Good evening within the universe of this world. How you doing? As you can see, it's nighttime. We got several wind turbines going. We're still in the middle of our power crisis. Through all of the disasters that happened last time, we're trying to endure. Look at the sorry state of my old crane. I miss it dearly. Examine all of the world that we have. There's a lot to be desired. I wonder if I should install the other solar panel, or not wind turbine. Probably important. Getting things back up to operational at our own actual base is probably an important and noble activity that we should really be doing. But aside from all that, I think things are going okay. Even if the crane's been destroyed several times, we still have a functioning vehicle. It drives, it picks stuff up, it is collecting power from the solar panel, wind turbines as we speak. Yeah, they're secretly solar panels. This spinning is concentrating sunlight from all directions. It's like light from the stars reflects off of these, like, rounded, curved segments. It all gets concentrated into the middle, which is actually like a pipe filled with water that heats up and moves, which can turn a turbine, as opposed to it just turning a turbine by wind. This is the secret dark solar panel collector. But aside from that, we have many things, lots of junk sitting around. We have an almost complete hydrogen engine. Thruster. Got a smaller one as well. A few hydrogen tanks, some few atmospheric thrusters, which if we can get the grids for, we could turn into something. Though I fear we will still need a good supply of power for that. There's the Absentia. Still in its very unconstructed state. I'm starting to wonder if I bit off more than I can chew, given how much progress didn't happen last time. But at least in the interim, we've got the basics of what we want. Big improvement last time. We collected this medium cargo container and we can put it to full usability. It's empty, but it's storage. And storage is perhaps one of the most important things we have. As far as where to put it on the truck, I don't know if we got the space to smooth out some of these bumps that we took from a tragic and unfortunate head-on collision from a while back. But okay. Even without that, just having this aboard, unconnected, is still good for us. And the sun's coming out. Great. So what is the status of our truck's battery? That will sort of decide how we go about today's operations. All we have is one Warfare Battery 2. Current mode is recharge. Stored power is currently 154.65 kilowatt hours out of a grand total of 4 megawatt. No, that's required input. Stored power. 1 megawatt. So we're about 15% charged. So that stinks. And according to my math, it'll take about 2 hours for it to get to full. That could be an argument for getting that other wind turbine installed. Just making it go a little faster. But maybe we should start doing some operations around the base. Thig is not currently here, so we can't, like, mix and match our activities. This is Thig's truck. Looking pretty good. I think it could use some, like, slanted edges on the side here, but overall it does give that appearance of being a truck. Can't really complain. As far as the other vehicles we have access to, like this one, which doesn't actually have any seat for control. But we have a seat for control. The batteries are about half full across the board. Not bad. Wait, there's a second warfare battery on this thing. I have an idea. Okay. We could start some sort of battery swapping system, maybe. Like an insane idea I am having right now. Oh, the battery doesn't have enough power cells. Okay. It's not functional. My thought was that we could do some wild thing where we separate everything out and let it go. Do I have ownership? No. Which stinks. Well, I'm running out of ideas. Let's at least try to find something out in the world. Worst case scenario, I'll build like an emergency hinge and just drag it back on the truck bed. But I feel like our main mission right now is still to do scavenging. Oh, right, the battery is in absorb mode. I need this in auto mode. Let's see, what do we have in terms of power? 18 minutes of power. Not great. In fact, one could argue that what I am doing is a terrible idea. Maybe there's just a quick, easy nearby scrap pile we can go salvage. Maybe not. Okay, let's not actually do this. Instead, we'll take the time, stay at base, wait for this truck to recharge the battery, and do some improvement. Some real, true, and proper improvement. Bad news, I need to reconnect. Will require a decent amount of driving expertise. Overshot it a little bit. Little more, and there we go. Okay. Simply let the battery recharge. We'll be back in 2 hours. Meanwhile, what can we do around the base? Getting that wind turbine operational, probably a good idea. I can just sort of make another tower for it off further to the left. And I am fine with that plan. As far as how to get it up there, we had a decent strategy last time wherein we kind of built it up sideways on a giant hinge and then turned the hinge upwards and then awkwardly glued everything together by sheer force of will. We could do that again. Alternative idea would be to No, actually, I think that is the idea I want to pursue. But having learned some lessons from the previous attempt, I'm going to do it in a bit of a different way. First order of business is make the hinge itself. Get all the supplies we need from our ever so convenient small cargo container on a large grid. We should maybe attach that to the turbine house. But I kind of want to defer on that because I want to attach it to the Absentia. Okay. It would be easier if I had some kind of control seat to work with nearby. Let's just use this one. With this, we shall rotate it downwards, put the turbine on it through some method, go from there. Now there should only be one hinge, there should be no ambiguity here. Zero, okay. Then we build it out. Now, to correct the mistakes of my past, I am going to build it out not in a straight line. I'm going to disconnect it halfway, or one block vertically, such that when it rotates vertically, the hinge will not be in the way of the tower. As far as actually attaching the hinge, or the turbine, we don't need it to be displaced on this end. And here's the magic. Hopefully. Need more construction components. Let's just take them. Just a handful of all the materials we need. Construction components. Let's just take like 20. Got some computers. Let's just get like 5 more. That should be good. So the plan is this connects to this. And through this merging of grids, we shall have our turbine elevated to the sky. Next step, though, is, of course, adding said turbine to the system. I would really like if we could put the turbine up there instead of here for balance. But it is not necessary. I'll start by putting it up there, and let's drag the turbine over. That up by that. Turbine is incredibly light. Maybe we don't need to do anything fancy. Alright, it comes with a pre-built-in cylindrical column, which I will elect to remove for parts. Sorry, fancy column. You were too fancy. Pad is centered. Good there. Let's try it on the upper platform. Good enough. Okay, and then we simply lift. Up, 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 a little more. Jump it. Jump it. No, okay. I need a bit more distance so we can lift it better. Put some force on it so that it's flush with the thing. Axis is 95, just a little extra is all it needs, but I don't think it's enough. Okay, new plan. Let's make a little platform for it to reside on. That way, if it resides on this platform, it'll be a little easier to manipulate. Get it up there. 98, 99. It's rolling. We don't need to be on the platform as well. Just it. Okay, axis is mostly good. Just need a little bit of a roll action. There we go. Okay, excellent, perfect, beautiful. Now, we go back to the hinge, and I don't know exactly if this will just work magically, automatically, but if it does, I'll be very happy. Go to the hinge. Slowly rotate velocity this way. Really slowly. I want to watch this thing come in, make sure there's no complications at all. I've set the vertical limit to the hinge to 0 degrees, so it just points straight up. This should flush mesh right in there. And then if we destroy the hinge, it should weld. It might even weld while the hinge is attached. If it does that, I will have no complaints. I think another pile of scrap loaded in the world. Here we go. Axis 96, 97, 98, 99. Ah, okay. So, this is the part where we step in. Beautiful. And just like that, another turbine to add to the turbine tower. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I am very pleased with our actions today. And what's that doing for our power situation? Beautiful. Oh, it's almost doubled input. Nice. Fully recharged in 1 hour. Excellent. That's a win. Now, it also means that we need to be really careful coming around here, because if we crash any vehicle into these structural pylons, we're losing power to the base. Still, this is a big win. These trucks and truck beds over here are useful, I would elect to claim. Especially this one, which is just like a fully functioning truck, I think. Or I suppose it would be if the hydrogen engine was built. In fact, it should not be that hard to build the hydrogen engine. We should have the parts for it. We could get this truck working. But really what my focused desire was to simply detach the solar panel so that we could use the flatbed for more flatbedding, and then get the truck operational. As soon as I find a way on top of it. So you are the engine. Need a few parts in ya. Heat vent, classic. We really just need a power cell. We can get a power cell. I'm a little concerned about using hydrogen power for fuel because hydrogen is not currently renewable to us. Nor will it be for quite a while. But just as a test. Okay, that is this truck operational. 7 kilometers that way. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so. Hydrogen engine. Let's see you. Oh, access is denied. Don't charge that battery. I think it's trying to charge that battery. 29.3, okay. 29.2. Okay, so as expected, it's chugging through gasoline, as it were, quite quickly. And the single battery is not handling the electrical loads all that well. Either way, this is a functional truck. It just works innately. We simply lack the means to power it. Let's park it. Power off all systems. That includes you, hydrogen engine. Oh, it's because I can't access it. Hold on. I need to hotwire the vehicle real quick. Fix that. Truck. Truck is off. Excellent. We are good. I'm not opposed to using the hydrogen engines to generate power, but I want to reserve it for emergencies because hydrogen is so valuable to us. Okay. Here's our classic flat car with staves over here. But to start off, let's clear off this one. I want to separate the solar panels from here. Oh, these are enemy blocks. And now they're not. There we go, another solar panel. Put it next to the hydrogen engine since they both generate power. Try and make some semblance of structure in my giant pile of nonsense. Next one up here. Successful. Okay, that is going to be another good one there. And that's 3 off the truck to be used at some point for power. I could even expand the toaster, but the more solar panels we add, the more likely I'm going to break one. Plus, we do not have the solar cells to power all of these. Okay. Next up, we go off to the flat car with staves and take the solar panels off of this. Ooh, that one's colorable. Cool. As these were the solar panels we previously ransacked to build the one we have in the toaster device. These have much less in them. Very good, very good. And that leaves the flat car pretty much empty. Take these with me. Lay them out here. I should maybe designate a zone of avoidance for vehicles, just so that they don't run over something important. That'd be a good idea. Speaking of good ideas, how many solar cells do we have in supply? 4 power cells. 4 grid. A lot of scrap. No solar cells. Oh, wait, nope. I have 3. Okay, we have 3. Let's count the ones on the ground. 4. 5. 6. 6. We have 6. Not enough to build a second solar panel. Unless we have supplies somewhere else. Check these inventories. No, but there are more power cells. I think that brings us to a total of 8. Combined with some of the ones in hydrogen engines about, we might almost have enough to get the second warfare battery online. Again, take the power cell out of this. A second battery would do us great. But I also think maybe I want to keep the cells around in case we get a large grid battery to put on the Absentia. So many decisions to be made. And there's only one in here, correct? Yes. Hydrogen tank, O2H generator. That's the same engine I just looked at. There's an engine on here. Wait, no, that's just the battery. My mistake. In fact, it's the battery we're talking about currently. It's not easy to gain access to a battery. Well, in the meantime, let's just put all of these power cells in here. Call that good for now, because we cannot build batteries. Though we can still kind of use them for our benefit. Great. I expect when Thega shows up, some good use out of these trucks will happen. Speaking of trucks, it's been another 10 minutes. We don't need full power to this thing to operate. We just need enough. How's it looking? Stored power is 353.89 kilowatt hours. Now, my guess was that this battery was a quarter full when we originally got it, because that is sort of the industry standard for new batteries. This might actually have more battery power in it than it ever did before. At the very least, it's effectively doubled what we had initially. So if we wanted to go out and scavenge for a little bit, We'd have plenty of power for the job. So I will. Yeah, look at that. A solid half hour. I don't plan on going too far. There's an abandoned settlement 7 kilometers that way. I want to scout it out, drag some materials onto the flatbed, and go from there. Great, we're back to the drive. Kilometers out. I'm not sure if that's the same one. It might be another one. 2 settlements out here. I definitely see some kind of tower or spire on the horizon. Not sure exactly what it is. It seems like it's further out than 4 kilometers, but I might be mistaken. Could be our signal. That one's 4 kilometers away, which means that whatever we'd be looking for in that direction over here would be closer. So I don't think that that spire in the distance is our signal. Though it is certainly interesting. Aha! Something down there. Though I have the sneaking suspicion I've been here before. Though I've been to a lot of places. Oh ho ho. Well, we may as well. Hostile signal suggests to me that there's at least something to explore here. Ah, no, wait, I think this might be the place I stole the hydrogen engine from. Or some equivalent. Yeah, you can see my handiwork. Maybe. I don't know, this could be a new place. Nope, nope. I remember my work down there. So why does this still have a signal associated with it? Some kind of controlled device that I have yet to access? The AI control module, perhaps? Something which I choose to take with me. If only because in a grand future I may want to build a drone. Or just something remotely piloted. Be a high-speed scout. And while we're here, we can take regular, generally desirable things like motors from the shelf. Chairless desk, light armor panel. Sci-fi one-button terminal, may as well grind that out to nothing. A lot of supplies here. This storage shelf has some desirable space in it. Okay. Well, signal's gone neutral. That's a good sign. Let's move out a little further to the signals over there, which are actually new. That said, this tank also has a signal in it. I elect to ignore them. We got bigger supplies to fry. So there's that tower over there. There should be something vaguely to our left, less than 4 kilometers out. 3 kilometers out. Maybe I should make the base of the crane, if I build it again, and I'll probably build it again, an entire piston. Ideally, I could use it to sort of like telescope out to crane mode and then lower it for maintenance, but I think even a retracted piston is too long for that. Okay, settlement 5 kilometers that way. 4 kilometers that way. A lot of stuff out here. There's another power pylon. And then something smaller. Possibly a worn-down vehicle? I don't see anything else on the hill. So what are you? Whoa. What are you? I'm having trouble actually understanding what I'm looking at. Is this some kind of plane? Formerly? Like, this is the back part of, like, a classic clipper? And then this is possibly... This kind of looks more like a regular road vehicle. Though with no control seat or anything. This might have been a truck bed or something. Got small batteries with power cells in them. Hydrogen tanks. Fully operational. This is just the back half of the truck. Nothing particularly of note survived. Let's check out the plane thing. What do you have in you? Control panel. Interesting. Small battery. AI control module. Okay, so this was a... Had autopilot. I already have one of those AI control panels, so I don't need that. Small battery is not functioning. That battery is functioning. Something is billowing smoke out of this. I think it's the battery itself. I'm disassembling the battery. Maybe something in this higher compartment area? Nope, appears to be a hole the whole way through. Looking at this, it seems that at the very least I could extract the batteries and put them in the giant pile of batteries we own. Even if the batteries are not accessible to us. We can still put charge in and out of them, I think. I hope. Never mind, I've accidentally disassembled one of them. And we have enough power cells lying around that we could take ownership. That's the thing, it's available to us. So as far as this very specific wreck, I think the main thing to gain is that battery. So disappointing in terms of actual result, but a battery's a battery. If I'm complaining so much about our power supply and production, getting more batteries is something we should do. I would just prefer if they were large grid. Put that there. Great. As for the truck, a lot of cargo containers. Let's ransack those. See what's inside. Nothing. Nothing. Steel tube and motor. Large steel tube and bullet. Great. Now, looking on that, it also said something about passenger bench. Do these also qualify as a inventory? I think they do. Let's get them operational then. Negative on inventory here. Nothing. Okay. So the benches are a bust. Cool, though. As for the small cargo containers themselves, I don't have much use for them. Let's take the motors and computers for our use elsewhere. I'm just trying to clean up a little bit. I don't want there to be like a million useless grids lying about. I've accidentally invented flight. Don't tell anyone. Okay, 4 kilometers out. Be good. I elect we just leave everything else. Yeah, the hydrogen tanks are compelling, but not enough. Okay, I admit they're a little compelling. The batteries are compelling. I'm compelled. I'm experiencing compulsions. Well, let's just downgrade this whole thing to a block of metal and see if we can't fit it on the truck with our own hands. Okay, we can basically lift it, so we can put it on the truck. Almost. That way, slide it this way. I could rip off the rear pieces here as well. But a little weight might make it liftable. Don't tell anyone I invented flight again. The second time. It was a replication study. Up, 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 a little more. We have leverage. Great, and leave the plane here. Anything I could possibly want here? No. Okay, moving on. Up. Plenty of signals in this vague direction. I don't exactly remember where they are, but they are there. Waiting to be discovered. I think somewhere this way, maybe in that valley. Oh, that looks like something. Let's confirm with the target lock once we get over the hill. Barely no. The second hill's in the way. I think safest way down would... I'm also starting to doubt myself if that was anything other than just a rock seen from afar. Let's head down the hill this way, into the valley, and see if anything is real. Something 6 kilometers out to the left, something 4 kilometers out to the left. That's more reasonable. Yeah, I am seeing a whopping nothing in that particular valley. Unfortunate. Guess most reliable result would be to turn left, head towards the signal. Wait! I think that's another rock. Oh well. We go this way. Get to Boulder. boulderize. Thought I saw something. Might have been another pylon. "5 kilometers in the direction we came from. Interesting. I personally am looking for like a big haul, like a big result, like a large grid battery. Large grid battery is what I seek. Large grid solar panel would also be nice. Kind of wishful thinking, though. But large grid battery means we can shift all focus to assembling the Absentia, because then the Absentia is useful. It can do things. It can hold power. My plan for actually powering the Absentia, I don't think wind turbines will work unless we park the Absentia and use the convert the station power, which I would like to not rely on. But really, my plan is to just get a bunch of small grid solar panels, do that hinge trick to convert from large to small, and then use those to power it as sort of like a solar antenna. Alternatively, it could be fueled by hydrogen, but that is a risky endeavor. I could also just ditch the Absentia idea and spin out for no good reason. I could ditch the Absentia, make something smaller, make something as big as the Absentia, but on a small grid, which would be incredibly tedious, but more energy-wise economical. Some 4 kilometers to our immediate left, but I believe there's something this way from my memory, but I might be incorrect. I guess I'm just going to have to keep reorienting to the signals that I'm more confident on, which will be whichever one I'm most recently given. Would love to explore that valley. Smooth terrain, easy to drive on, cover a lot of distance, a lot of space for something to spawn. And if I go back towards Turbine House, I worry that I'll just be going to a grid I've already found. 7 kilometers that way. It's always 7 kilometers with these people. Okay, no. I'm making a break for the valley. The dry lake bed looking thing. I want me the good stuff. And I don't know if this is confirmation bias, but I usually expect larger structures to appear in the valley because it's a lot flatter, a lot better space for it. That could just be complete confirmation bias. I don't know if the scrap piles that spawn give any consideration to the particular biome they're in. But they might. That said, with a valley you can see a large distance away, and I'm not seeing a dang thing. Be on the lookout for any signals. I'm going to drive along the valley just to maximize distance. Six kilometers out, kind of along the valley. I'm tempted by it. It's back the way we came, so it feels like we're losing progress, but you know what? I'm willing to try. Approximately dead ahead. I'm going to try and use this little narrow valley passage as my access point and my compass. Maybe I should install a gyroscope on this thing. I considered it, but then I got lazy and just abandoned all of my gyroscopes on a pile next to Turbine House. I should also maybe consider why I'm spinning out like this. What physical property is doing that? My immediate thought is that maybe the wheel friction is too strong and they're sort of dragging the entire vehicle around when we hit anything at a skew angle. On the other hand, hitting things at a skew angle is really not what we're supposed to be doing. According to my math, it takes us somewhere around 30 to 40 seconds to go 1 kilometer. And that should be the method with which I time how long it takes for me to do stuff. Also, there's something 4 kilometers that way, which is... I'm ending up going in a circle, chasing these different signals around. But I would really like to commit to that one because it's the closest signal I've seen. Up, easy, easy. Yeah, me taking hard turns over uneven terrain is not good for the wheelbase. Maybe I should lower the friction. Maybe there's a way to only lower the friction during... Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not even sure why that one happened. So, it's 3 kilometers vaguely that way. I'm going to follow along the lake bed, keeping right, so we get to the mountain range area, in which case I will cross over to the sand as needed. We look over, see if we can't see anything. 5 kilometers out that way. That's probably the one we were chasing when we turned around. Oh no, what if it's in the mountains? We know it's to our right. So we'll cut in here. Do a sharp turn around the bend. Let's just retract the toast for a second, so I feel a little more safe about all of these wanton, unscheduled spin-outs. Just keep an eye peeled for the signal. Even if it was 3-ish kilometers out, it should be closer now that we've gotten to the mountain. But I'm not exactly sure what direction it'll appear in from here. My suspicion is forwards. Not certain, though. Why the heck is there a signal 3 kilometers that way? Is that the signal we're chasing? Did I overextend? Now I'm really concerned that I'm losing my sanity to some level. Am I just really terrible at gauging how much distance I traveled? Or is that a new signal? My search methodology is perhaps horrendous. But I'm like casually giving different loyalty to different signals at different times, thus causing me to go in wildly incorrect directions. But there's suddenly a signal within 3 kilometers in this direction, and I want to find it, darn it. Where'd they put it? Yeah, me neither. Also, hello, how are you doing? Should have opened with that, but... Okay, there's one 7 kilometers over there. There was one like 3-ish kilometers, there's one 3-ish kilometers over there. Could it be... Now, I've gone in a circle! This is where we found the 3 kilometer over there signal. This is a disaster. If there's a 3-ish kilometer signal in this direction, it must be in this valley. Which means if we go up that hill, we should be able to see it. It better be there. There's a miscolored patch around 6 kilometers. It might be even behind that mountain. These sandy wastes, they taunt me. Whoa! We have signal! There's something! There's at the very least one thing! Targeting computer. Thank you. It's something. It's something. Maybe it's an old place we went to a long time ago, but it's something. Vaguely correct position. I'll take it. Okay, what do we have? Looks like a small farm-ish building. Like, the silhouette kind of reminds me of a water tower. Yeah, I think it's a water tower. This is a small farm. And there's the barn shed. Okay, what do you got for me? Ooh, hey, let's see here. Timer block, inset light, programmable block, event controller, none of which are particularly surprising. The motors and large steel tubes within are good. This is another fully functional hydrogen engine. Which, in the worst case scenario, is at the very least another bit of power cell that we can use. Let's get that on the truck. I didn't see any big... I'm indeed playing salvage mode. I didn't see any other big signals. The water tower is just going to be supplies and scrap, so most of this is just empty. We'll take these for its components. Maybe they have a computer in them. Maybe they have a large steel tube. Full. Maybe my inventory is full. Maybe I have a medium cargo container that I can put stuff in. Yes, I do. Run this all down. I'm happy about the general supply of hydrogen engines. They are at least a power cell. It's weird to be using hydrogen engines as a source of power cells, but that's just what you gotta do in the salvage fields. Okay, there's another 4 kilometer in the direction of the mountain. I am convinced there's other signals out there in the wastes. I will endeavor to find them. What the heck? Did you just spawn in an unknown signal? I thought I banned that. Okay, the next signal we see, assuming it's at a reasonable distance, we will head towards it. And, like, laser in, 0 deviation from our orientation. How do you find Prototech purely on a planet? I thought Prototech could only be found at the global event. Are there other Prototech locations? I haven't actually found any Prototech. I went straight to this. Signal, waiting on signal. What is the frequency of these signals? Something in the range of once per minute, once every 2 minutes, once every 5 minutes. Oh, congratulations. 6 kilometers that way. I think that's the same signal from earlier. Wait. Is that something on that hill? Like at the very top of that hill. Is that a piece of geometry or is that a structure of some kind? I think that was a piece of geometry. Okay, so I'm glad all the Prototech stuff is just vaguely discoverable accidentally. Could have maybe got rid of this giant unidentified signal, but I think it's cool. It's almost like a lodestone. Just compass. Okay, back over here. You got any signals for me? Turbine house is 9 kilometers north. And by north, I mean, I think that's west. Northwest or so. Oh, 7 kilometers. It's that same area. And I'm not convinced that's the same signal. Hi, Capra. You dancing your 3 dinosaurs yet again, I see. Thought I saw something in that hill. Oh! Aha! We were right all along. There is something hidden in the mountains. That explains everything. The dark, stony crag stopped signals from getting through. And the dark coloration meant that it was hidden from all. I was about to turn around. Thank goodness I didn't. Alright, where exactly are you? Ah, okay. There appears to be a piece of abandoned rail on the other side. So not actually in the mountain, simply behind the mountain. I guess we are very lucky to have gotten it. Actually, what is that? I'm starting to think that's not even a piece of rail at all. It could be. Undecided. Keep the speed low. This is uneven terrain, and we already have a truck that's prone to flipping. Let it coast in. Do not touch the controls. What is this? I'm to investigate. This is a new piece of salvage. What are you? Build our bridge. I only had one steel plate. Well, now I have 12. Great. And now I have 11. For keeping track. Oh. Okay. I think this is like a piece of highway. Like highway bridge. Very, very ripped apart rover. 7 kilometers. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this definitely looks like a car from this angle. Okay. Hydrogen tank, the classic. Rover cockpit, as usual. That looks like a cargo container. No, that's a conveyor. Do get those mixed up. Batteries in the back. This is a interesting situation. Oops. Yeah, this is why the highway got abandoned. The potholes cut through to the entire other side. Let's flatten out the ground a bit. Simply make it easier to navigate. And then you. Much more cargo oriented. You have a connector on you, which is a surprise. This connector might have stuff in it. Let's look at the temporary inventory here. Canvas. Neat. You have a beacon as well. Spotlight, other cockpit. Cockpit could have stuff in it. Access is denied. Can we build it? No. That fell off. I don't think it made a temporary inventory, so we can assume that there was nothing else there. Weapon rack. I bet it has weapons. It has tools and a weapon. I can now shoot stuff. Beacon's interesting. Hydrogen tank, also theoretically interesting. What do you got in here? A full hydrogen bottle and a half-filled hydrogen tank. That is decent supply. Independent of anything else, this is just more hydrogen. Take that. Starting to wonder if we could actually get everything working without needing to do an expedition to the North Pole. A lot of stuff around. What are you? Neon tube N. Makes sense. I mean, I won't complain about more large steel tube. That's generally useful. That's a gyroscope. Take that. What else? What else? Hydrogen tanks from these, perhaps. And all scrap spawns also change texture based on the boxes they're on. I did not know that. Cool. Okay. You are full. let's just take the fuel. If we get enough fuel reliably, we could actually start using it for power. But overall, given our status, I think the hydrogen fuel is the only major thing we can get of value out of this. Rover cockpits might have an inventory. They did. What's in it? Some coffee. Delicious. And Clan Cola. The classic. Try and lift it. Lifting is not working. Try it and lift better. This seems to be the culprit. There we go. That's room to move. We have a new enemy. Excellent. On you go. Is that a gyro? It's a gyro. I'll take a gyro. Really should start considering the possibility of making a rover. If we're careful about power, we could build one. Alright, we got 3 hydrogen tanks, pile of garbage, and a gyroscope from this. All in all, busy day. I'll just trust that that hydrogen tank's gonna hit a valid magnetic plate. If we lose some cargo, we lose some cargo. Then again, I could use this gyro now. This could be the gyro I put on the ship. Truck. Got the supplies for it. Not particularly upset that it's not complete yet. It's a gyro. You can stay there. Sometimes the best cargo is installed by just installing it on the vehicle. Beautiful. Now we get enough components for that, and we have some security. Okay, we have the luxury here. Let's do our best to actually put all of these on proper magnetic plates. There's one for you. Another open one back here. Here we are. This gyro. Well, we can install this gyro as well. My thought for the gyros is that they can go sort of over here. That will just sort of extend this floor a little bit to encase them, keep them safe. And once that's through, they're ready to go. Here's the tricky bit. The finagle step. Lovely. We have gyro. We have double gyro. And then let's put some steel plate around. Let's say 20. Nothing too extreme. Just enough to encase it, keep it safe from any collisions on the truck bed, anything like that. This will also give me an opportunity to help protect that one piston that's using the toaster. Have you interpreted the toaster, Struinkle? Because this vehicle do have a toaster on it. Yeah, it's my solution to low power. Here's the toaster in action. When we're low on power and we need to do an emergency to get solar power and we're not going anywhere, we can press this button and the solar panel will pop out of the toaster, thus giving us some well-needed electrical supply. Useless right now because nighttime, so I'll just shunt that back in. I should probably increase the speed of it, make it a proper toaster. Okay, so it's dark. Mostly. Unless I get the camera really high up. I think our plan should be head back towards Turbine House. There were a few signals in the 7-ish kilometer range in that direction. We will simply try to intercept them as we make a break for home. Gotta be real careful now. It's gonna be harder to see all the hills and bumps of the terrain, and this truck could flip and destroy all of our valuable, precious cargo. Get out of the hilly bit. Mostly out of the hilly bit. Rotate towards Turbine House. And proceed. Gonna have to try and use the floodlight to help gauge the terrain's hills and valleys. That'll at least give me a bit of a hint as to what's above or below us in the very featureless sand. Help us counteract our depth perception. I think for what signals I do remember seeing, they were slightly to the right of Turbine House. So we shall err on that side when we can. The toaster is one piston. You can actually see the piston if you look really closely on the side here. This part's exposed, but on this side, there's the piston. Not the most elegant or stable thing in the universe. Just enough to get the job done. That said, I don't think I've encountered a situation where the solar panel has saved us. It's mostly smooth because it's supported by the floor it slides along. But if we get the toaster piston, which should be the only one that is actually designated a piston on this list. Did I hide it? Yeah, solar toaster. We bumped that velocity up to, like, 2. See how fast this thing juts out. Yep, still stable. I like that. I think that's a good balance between toaster speed and it not ripping itself apart. It's not like it's supporting anything else. This is single solar panel. It's not really a heavy load, I would say. But I think it's my most creative structure I've built on this truck. Aside from the former crane, which is currently a little destroyed. It was a good crane. So I think the thing I'm most proud of in terms of my operations is my strategy for adding more turbines to the turbine house. I've made a nice, simple, easily repeated protocol that allows me to just install entire turbine towers as needed. And that really helped with the electrical deficit problem. This truck was almost inoperable. I ran out of power. Kilometers out. Be on the passive lookout for potential secrets buried in the sand. I love a good secret buried in the sand. Seven kilometers out. That. Oh! That's a thing. That might be the same electrical pylon we saw earlier. Still, though, it's something. A little bit of air. In fact, I remember that pylon being close to a vehicle. We could steal the hydrogen tanks off of that as well. Did I see something? No. It's at least a landmark. Oh! Signal 2 kilometers out. Vaguely behind us? Signal 4 kilometers out that way. That one I can follow. Laser sighted. Reject deviation. We're going for it. Congratulations. You have made door made of armor block. Do you mean just like an armor block wall that you then piston or hinge or whatever into place? Great. I think the most technologically comprehensive thing I did was I built a little flying aircraft that had solar panels that sort of splayed outwards like a peacock. Just it was either like thin inline basically at the outer walls, and then it would just like fan outwards to look directly at whatever solar body was giving you power. Ooh, hinged landing door. Nice. I want to do a hinged landing door. I kind of want to do a hinged door for the Absentia, but I'm worried it's too tall. Also, I was just targeting something. Where is it? There it is. Oh. There's something. Red flashing light. What do we have here? A turbine. Another one. That's power. That is most certainly power. Okay, we're taking this. We are most certainly taking this. How do we take this? That magnetic plate is open, but there's not much clearance. How about we detach you? Put you there. And then we can put the turbine on this one. I'll take what I can get in terms of power. Like, if I have to deal with a turbine to get my power, I'll deal with a turbine to get my power. I have 3 turbines already. All of them are operational, and all of them are greatly appreciated. Why are you still spinning? Next question, why can't I pick you up? Oh, there we go. Drag you over here. That off, we don't need it. Lift you up. I forgot how big these things are. I'm not even sure the room I made will fit. Maybe if I fit it vertically. Okay, let's pretend we're a crane. From the top. Lift it. Lay it over. Kind of did a crazy flip. We may have to shuffle a bit more. You don't expect inventory... Wait, no, that works. We got it. We got connection. Excellent. We can move on. Of the turbines, another big win for us. Turbine House will be most pleased with our acquisition. Thank you for the non-flipping wishes. You have a good time wherever you're going. I'm gonna try and stay this side up as best as I can. Something 3 kilometers this way. We don't have the room, but I would like to chart it out. If there's something really important, we can mark it, come back after we drop off this delivery. Or we could just go crazy and rebuild the crane. Or just some makeshift claw to hold it. As needed. 3 kilometers out, as I crest this hill, given its orientation, it should be in the valley. We should have targeting almost immediately. And we don't. Yeah, this is the Scrapyard mod, particularly the Stradius start sub-mod, I guess I would call it. It's got all the classic scrap goes everywhere. There we are. And then the basic quality of life stuff that makes it not insane to go with. Hey, Thega, welcome back. It seems you're not the only one who forgot that the stream was rescheduled to today. I also forgot and started like 15 minutes late. The crane's still broken, by the way. But I've managed to collect more cargo. We've got a 3rd turbine, so power is starting to not be a problem. We just need a good collection of batteries to store it all. Really want a large grid battery so I can get the Absentia running. Hello, what do we have here? It's a helicopter. Relatively good condition, too. That is a hydrogen thruster. We got battery, timer block. Doesn't seem like there's actually any seat to sit in here. Okay, well, there is a chair, but it's made out of steel and is not diegetic to the game. Then we have this large tank of who knows what's inside. I'm about to find out what's inside. What is inside here? It is empty. We can suspect that this was perhaps a fuel storage tanker. Or just some liquid, maybe. And that, in its decay, it all sort of splayed outwards. We got a rotor on the propeller moving slowly in a state of just being blown by the wind. Hydrogen thruster is the big thing. We could also take some batteries out of here. That's a parachute. A programmable block I don't care for, but is possibly an access point to the internals. Yeah, let's see what we have here. Hydrogen thruster, definitely want that. Show hidden, please. What? What do you mean? Oh, that might be because I'm set as invisible on Steam. I can fix that. Mind you, not that. I don't want to just be alerting people of what I'm doing casually. There you go. Try now. Okay. Timer block, event controller, lights, parachute, rotor, one battery, sound block, thruster. I didn't think so either. Really strict. Okay, the only things that I care particularly about would be the hydrogen thruster by principle of owning it. We could take the rotors for parts. We have a pretty good supply of just construction components. And the small battery. Let's just extract those. Okay, we failed to take the battery. That's unfortunate. Let's take the thruster. Still attached by some method, or am I just incorrect? Oh, it's probably attached by the side. Didn't think that was allowed. Let's make a nice little ramp. Make the ramp slightly better. Oh, it's attached by these. Oh, and this pipe. There we are. Wait, Thega, what are you doing all the way over here? I thought you would spawn at the base. Huh. Weird. Do we have a spare magnetic plate for this? I don't think so. I think we used them all. Oh, that one's open. Okay. Well, I'm about to leave. You wanna... I don't know if I have a second chair. I can build one. I can build one. In fact, I'm gonna subject you to experiences and circumstances. There you go, hop in. We're heading back to base with a new haul payload. Get rotated. I wonder if that's actually working as sort of a gyroscope of some kind, like it will help keep the vehicle stable. That'd be a really funny side effect. Let's get you pointed in a vaguely correct direction. There we go. Ooh, another signal. Wasn't expecting this one. Oh, yeah. Condolences on your shoddy internet connection. Let's see what this is. I can't actually see it at all. 100 meters, still nothing. Oh! What is that? It's the world's smallest vehicle. It's a survival kit! There you go, oh man, this is actually a big deal. Okay, that should make it loose now. Oh, there's another magnetic plate on the other side. Hold on. Okay. We have a new vehicle. And a new survival kit. That's a big one. We don't have the means to attach it. I'm out of magnetic plates, so I'm just gonna put a landing gear on the back of the there's a solar panel there. I don't think we're gonna have full connection, so let's just put it here. Just make sure it's off the ground and I'll just drive carefully. If you could help me lift vertically for a second. Okay. Now we walk it towards the landing gear. Okay, you know what? Good enough. Actually, I don't think that's good enough at all. Hold on, I'm detaching it. Get a bit of a higher connection. I'm worried about ground clearance more than anything. It works. It works. Okay. Back to adventure. Okay, now I'm gonna have to be real careful while driving. But it's okay if we lose some of the wheel suspensions on that truck. We can rebuild those. What's important is the survival kit and the principle of the thing. This also means if we can find a way to connect it to the base, we can have... like, we can reliably spawn there no matter what. It's certainly no cryopod, but it'll work. Or abandoned scrap in the area. This is a fertile ground. Full of so many signals I can't even bother to go to them all right now. Truck's full. Oh, easy. Something else on the horizon. I don't know if that's a new signal or an old signal. I've been back this way before. I just haven't been as attentive to cleaning everything up. What, 2 kilometers? It's so close to base that I suspect I must have seen it before. Still can't see it. Oh, careful that little seam on the ground. Oh. Oh yeah, it's this place. I remember this. I haven't been here before. I've been here before twice, actually. What's that thing in the middle? Oh, that's a trash can. Gotcha. I think this is where I got the hydrogen engine. The large grid one. That's what I associate with it. Big careful. Big hill. Ooh, we are good. Based on our angle, I don't think we're going to be in danger of hitting the turbines. We might be in danger of hitting some scrap on the ground, losing control, and spinning out off the lack of friction as there's an object below us not bolted to the ground, which will then cause us to fly wildly out of control and then hit the turbines. So watch out for that, self. There's home. And there's the Absentia. We've arrived. I'm gonna go park the truck in the recharging. Actually, no. I'm gonna detach all of the stuff first, of course. That is so satisfying to do. It just all plops off the side. Alright, let's start clearing the bed. See here, we've got a little robo controller. Got a hydrogen thruster, got a battery, got some hydrogen tanks. Several hydrogen tanks, actually. Doing quite good on fuel. Provided we're not using any. Or so contingent on us not using any. We have a good amount of fuel, but only if we're not using it for anything. The moment we start using it for something, we have pitiful amounts of fuel. The stuff is not renewable. Love to have a more battery distribution and stuff, but we do what we had. Speaking of which, let's charge up this boyo. I think I just ran over something. Plug this in and then see about getting an additional turbine installed. I've really thought about the difficulties of doing this operation at night, but so it is. So shall we endure. Way too bad of an angle. Should be a little better. Alignment looks good. Correction. That works. Okay, we are connected. Truck can now acquire power and should recharge in approximately 1 hour. Though I will check it manually just to be sure. Yep, 1 hour. Finally, some good battery power. Oh yeah, Thega, if you're wondering about these, this green little grid over here, that was where you logged out. I encased you in squares just to make sure you were safe. I also just thought it'd be funny. Okay. I'm going to drag over the turbine to the wind wall. Actually, Thega, I know you have your truck. Wait a minute. I want to try something. I have a test I want to test. We could make it battery powered. We have enough power cells about to rebuild one battery that I stole. It's currently on the red truck. And then we could give it a connector and have it charge at the same station here. It's a possibility. But before we do that, I want to test if I can attach it to the Absentia using the hinge trick. Heck, or even just a connector. We can power the Absentia. It's jank as heck, but we can power. I don't know if it'll be enough power to power those wheels, but we can at least put a battery on it. As far as battery charging, we could put this on just as an emergency option. Okay, so with that possibility, I'm going to get that battery off of this truck immediately. Cannot detach enemy blocks. Cannot detach enemy blocks. Is there a way to just hack it without breaking it? Looking up a YouTube video tutorial. Okay, I've looked up a video tutorial, and the advice they provide to me is simply to get good. Which, you know what? Fair. I do need to get good. But it also means that it is a skill issue, and I can acquire that skill. So that's honestly a bit of a relief. So I'm going to ransack what I can and get this battery operational. Oh, I need one more power cell, which I will take out of the hydrogen engine we just stole on our way back here. At least one of them. Because hydrogen engines are very useful in that you can just steal a power cell from them and it doesn't destroy the power cell. That's like one of its best features. Okay, so battery's online. Do I control it? Yes. Okay, you know what? Never mind. Mission accomplished. We've got it. Okay, so we have a second decent-sized battery. Now we have two options. We could install it as the heart of your truck, just a non-hydrogen-powered alternative. You appear to be messing around with a gyro of some description. Are you doing a wheelie? Congratulations. Okay. You are showing off your hydraulic suspension. I understand this. Is the parking brake on? Are you trying to move, or are you just gyroing? Truck's off. Okay. Oh, is the engine on the HUD? Oh, you mean you're trying to put the engine on the HUD? That would be in the G menu, while in the chair. You'll get a list of all the blocks of the vehicle, you go to the engine, you drag it onto the hotbar, and then you pick what thing you want it to do. Careful, you got a lot of acceleration there. I don't want you running straight into our turbine tower. Okay, what else we got here? This is mostly the components it's made of. So I will grind down some of the parts, extract the major materials. You probably do. They usually come with some batteries. How good are they at doing what you want them to do, though? Yeah. I could try to hack them using my brand new methodology. I don't know if you want to risk it, though. Because I'm still very new to this battery. Okay, I'm gonna try on this small battery to see if I can't hack it to be mine. Uh-oh. Careful. Failure. Okay, I have failed. How about this one? Complete and utter failure. That's okay. I guess. Well, that means we're gonna have to salvage some more hydrogen tanks to get those batteries working, but it's okay, I think. Just get the other parts out of here. Batteries are a pain. Okay. I mean, we can detach the batteries as well. When we find more power cells just in a inventory container somewhere, they can be put to use. The rest of this is just flat steel. Nothing we can't build ourselves, so we can set that to a grind. We could make a like a grindatron. We would have to power it, though. Wait, no, the issue, I think, is we would need inventory for it. I could do that. I can totally do that. Plan. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to possibly, maybe sorta, the Grindatron. Which is going to be my current, new, exciting project. The Grindatron is a dead, simple device designed to simply disassemble large chunks of thing we do not care for. And here's how we're gonna make it. step one, I'm going to need vaguely the materials for this. So let's do connector. Wait, we already have build planner connector. And then put that there, but also put that there. Open this up. Components withdrawn. Alright, time for the genius to slightly manifest. Wow, this is gonna work. Okay, Vega, I'm gonna need your help with this. I'm gonna get some more steel. We're gonna put a little platform to sit it on so I can fit it in better.
Low.
Give me like 4 steel. Okay. So I'm going to vaguely move it into the correct position. While you're doing that, I need you to access the connector on the base, or the connector in my hand, either one, and hit the connect button. Just like go to it in the control panel and hit connect. The one I'm holding, the tiny one, probably the least ambiguous. You'll be able to access the panel from the inventory little grid on the side. Okay, so you see that little yellow square with the grid that, like, it looks like the door you get inventory from? Press F on that to open the inventory as normal. Then go to the control panel tab. You'll see connector on it. There should be, like, a button in the options for the connector that says, like, connect or some nonsense. Oh, frick, what? Dang it. Okay, new plan. Start holding the connector in place. Just press R on it and tell me when you've done that, and okay, then I'll do it. No connector. Is there no connect button? Lock. We in. Excellent. Okay. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Now, be careful around the Gridotron, because it is technically a dangerous material. More importantly, we might accidentally lose something we care about. Regardless of that fact, though, I need something to test it on. You. Okay. Here's our premier example of the use of the grid. This thing bifurcated on me. Where'd the other half go? Oh, that might have just... No, that is not all of it. Where'd the rest of it go? Whatever. I don't care. Oh, here it is. Found it. Okay, yeah. Careful about inventing flight. Okay, so Grindotron's purpose is very simply to destroy evil. All we will need to do in order to make it work is simply hold up the giant pile of steel components to its loving embrace, and it will destroy all of it. As it does so, it shall separate these components. It shall absorb all of its inventory into itself, thus providing a simple and convenient method with which to disconnect all that it provides. Simple as that. Just take whatever large, complicated object you do not want to deal with the tedium of disassembling and hold it up to the Grindatron. Thega, you have mysteriously disappeared. Unless I missed a message. Okay, no, you've just mysteriously disappeared. Improvements to the Grindatron that I can think to make is possibly putting a button on it. Just something simple on the side, which shall allow me to control its activation and deactivation at will. That way it will not be on mysteriously and accidentally ruin all the universe. Still, just a nice, simple, general purpose, easy to use device of some kind. Okay. Now we can pick. We will go to the Grindatron here. Toggle block on and off. Beautiful. Now, accessing the components that it gets rid of is a matter of a little awkwardness, considering it doesn't use this connector for storage, it uses this one. And I didn't think that through and put like a... Oh, no, wait, we can just access it from behind. There's an open space here. Perfect. So now, if we ever have just a large steel object we do not want around, and whose components are not valuable or unproducible, we simply put it in there. Now, about the survival kit. We're missing 3 medical components, which does not surprise me. Do we have those somewhere, though? I know medical components are rare, but I feel like I've seen them before. That's a med kit. Maybe I'm mistaken. I'm gonna paint this red just to designate the danger of this device. And then maybe make the power button yellow. There we go. Put it back to green before I forget. Thega, you have not mentioned anything about your disconnection, and you have not said anything in chat as well, so I'm a little worried that you've just... like, your entire internet's gone out. Maybe I should check on your health and safety and well-being. Not sure about that. So, what else? What else? I would love to...
No energy.
Oh. Well, I guess I go back to my truck and take a seat on the table. Do I get energy here? I get energy here. So, Grindatron, happy to have it around. Good. Power back to full. Choice here is nice. Could use some red decorating at some point. I could also murder Thega. Push a little bit over there, turn the Grindatron on. That would be hilarious, but rude. And I'd rather be kind than funny. I do have standards. Okay. Maybe we should attach all of the hydrogen tanks into some sort of large hydrogen tank silo. That might give us a better read on our hydrogen situation. Like, we silo all these together, the bottom one's set to accumulate, and then we like repeatedly do that. Or we finish the construction of our large hydrogen tank and use that as our collector. It'd take a lot to do it, but I think we're missing his large steel tube. And we have those around. In here, example. Maybe even in here. Maybe I haven't been diligent enough with large steel tube, or I just spent a bunch on the connector for the Grindatron. Tragic if correct. What about you? I had another cargo container. Where'd that go? You? No. It was on the truck. I guess it got separated. Did Vega take it for some purpose? Oh, the flat car with staves. We could disassemble the flat car with staves. Take its wheels for 12. I mean, if we're not using the flat car with staves for anything, we may as well put its wheels to better use. If we want to reinstate the flat car with staves, we can simply put new wheels on. And maybe I should have thought ahead and only taken out the large steel tubes and not the entire wheel. My bad. Regardless, that should be enough, or I've completely forgotten what I was doing. Ah, yes, we're storing the hydrogen tank so that we can start putting hydrogen in it. There we are. One more. It was not the only one we had, yeah? Maybe it was. Darn. You got a tube in you? No. If we can prove that one of these tanks is empty, we can disassemble it for its tube. These are all full. That's why I took them. They're all full tanks. You don't have any tubes. What about truck cargo? I didn't check truck cargo. It does. Quite a lot, actually. Maybe I was a bit quick to panic. There we go. Make that green. Nice. Now we start a campaign of putting a bunch of merges onto this. Get every... Okay, first off, let's go to the control panel and say... Stockpile. Which should just accumulate everything in here. Now we take all of our hydrogen tanks and we merge them together. Let's collect them here. Start making some piles to work with. This is not the most exciting activity, but this sort of work to optimize our organization will help us a lot, I think. It's one on that tank, one here. And as needed, we can reattach smaller tanks, siphon out some fuel from the main system, and go from there. And this also provides a little bit of indirection with our fuel allocation. Because if we're willing to just fill up a small fuel tank for some purpose, even if we lose the entire tank and the system is a loss, that allocation gives us a moment to sort of say, yeah, we're willing to allocate this much and not accidentally siphon the whole thing. We're partitioning it, is the word I'm looking for. Wait. Before this, I want to take all of the fuel that could be in this out of this. Failure, it's incomplete. Okay, turn off the stockpile, detach this, bring it over to the system. Okay, that's every hydrogen tank over there. What about over here? Well, we've got these two. And I suspect a few more. There is none in here. Remove these batteries simply because I don't want to think that they're part of the vehicle and then use the vehicle and then it all just falls apart. I have none in my truck. There is one here. Any last call, final call for more small hydrogen tanks, small grid. I see none. There are probably some in this truck that I could extract, but I will not do that. I will let the truck keep its inventory for now. Great. Let's start doing this. The system is very simple. Merge block there. And then it's on the short side, so it'll be another merge block pointed in. Now the one on there will be a permanent fixture. It'll be how we attach tanks. I think that's a good system to use. As far as the tanks, we'll simply bolt one on there as we need to transfer fuel. Now here's hoping that the stockpile technology will work. You are empty, so this will be an excellent test. Are you full, by contrast? You're still full, you have a hydrogen bottle. I don't have the inventory space to dispose of. Put that in there. Okay. One. Lift. I feel like I'm plugging in a battery of some kind. Aligning this to work is going to be difficult. Maybe I should add some steel blocks just as structural components, just to help align the tank in a good way. Yeah, I noticed something terrible happened, and I'm glad you're okay. I suspected something was wrong with the internet, but I was also worried that something was wrong with just, like, your ability to survive. Maybe I should have done this in a way that I could slide it in at the bottom. Yeah, you know what? I'm altering the design. This is going to be a standardized process. We're going to need a standardized method. Let's see, 5 of those. So, new plan is to use conveyor tubes to bridge the gap. Where do we put conveyors on this? There we are. Am I stuck with the big ones with this? Convey. Small convey. Interior plate. Let's just say 10. I don't suspect it's entirely needed. I've mostly moved to just consolidating all of our hydrogen tanks into one large hydrogen tank, which should help us get better inventory on our hydrogen and make better decisions on what we choose to do with it, is the hope. So we'll have like one central gas station. Let's make that a general purpose junction. Well, making it reinforced, I think, is good enough. Because we need to move that forward one. Block forward. There's our merge block forward. Then we want to rotate this merge block around. And then in theory, we do that. First, though, we need to finish making these pipes. That's redundant. Get our supplies. Building. If I was really optimizing for user experience, I would also go the extra mile and put merges on this side as well, and on the opposite side of the tank. So you could just plug this in from flat in any orientation. But we don't got time for USB-C. USB-A is fine enough. There. Now I should look at this, and it should be... Nothing's happening. This might be the consequence of there being no battery, which is understandable. In that case, I shall motion to put a small battery in there. I don't even need control over it, I just need it to be there. Thinking about merge block orientation. I think this is how I want to do it. Okay, Find a small battery that is just working innately. There's one. Oh, drag it over. And here's the tricky part. We want to slide it in. Almost correct orientation. We want the merge block pointing down. That's good. That's good. Grab it from the center so that it doesn't tilt to a side. Push through. Forgot to build this one. Or excellent. Tank showing real stats. We can now reattach our permanent fixture.
Energy low.
Wrong orientation. There. That trickle charge should be well enough for whatever we do with this. And this should be empty. It is. Beautiful. Can we build hydrogen tanks? I never checked. Small. Okay, we cannot. So this was indeed worth our time. Okay, we can now put this in its own dedicated pile of empty hydrogen tanks, which I shall designate by making this small arbitrary shape. Yeah, okay, here are the technically a tetrahedron of empty tanks. Cool. Now for the next one. We got a lot to go through. First off, make sure we're actually doing it with ones that have fuel in them. Okay. Attach. Tilt. Slide it over. Cool. Wait till it reads empty. Beautiful thing. Yeah, a warehouse would be good. It's fine, though. The open air, I think, makes it easier to not bump into stuff. I'm not too bothered by the lack of walls. Yep. Right there.
Energy critical.
That back. Maybe go sit in a chair for a second. All in all, though, this is a way to centralize our fuel, so I think that is kind of part of the warehouse value. As all of our fuel is going to be in one tank, so we can simply extract it from one tank. And we can use all these tanks lying around in whatever we think needs a tank. My original plan with this large tank was to have it to be the base of our rocket. But it's fine if we use it for this for now. Very good. It'll be nice to know just how much fuel we have to work with in terms of large tank. I'm also just really satisfied with this, like, work loop. Oh, you're also on stockpile. Stop it. There we go. That was a full tank. Five down. I'm just plugging it in. Transferring the fuel. It's a really satisfying loop. Do you get it? It's just like a chill menial task. We got a wheelie. Look at that wheelie! Perfect balance. This rectangular prism is stationary on one edge. This would be thumbnail, I guess. Get my shadow out of the shot. Yeah, something real minimalistic like this. Beautiful. Oh, in fact, you know, I have technology to do these screenshots now. Usually I go back into the Twitch recording and just take a screenshot manually, but is there like a button I can press and... Yeah, screenshot? Cool, I made a screenshot. It went somewhere. I could just use that. Fantastic. No, I mean like... Oh, is it? What I was referring to specifically was hotkey in OBS, but that could also work. I wouldn't know where it saved to, because I don't know where it would save to. Probably just the photos directory. Point is, we got that thumbnail ready to go. If you're watching the recording, you already saw the thumbnail. Congratulations for getting to this part of the stream VOD. You now understand the context. The timelines have converged. You're also on stockpile. Maybe it's the nature of a particular tank type. Like you were attached to a particular thing which was stockpiling at the time. Because I certainly didn't turn the stockpile on. 15,000 liters. Would it be kiloliters? I'm not so used to using volume units in metric. Oh, amount of tanks. Okay, great. Okay, let's go into here. Let's see. And with all of that, oh, is it like 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With all 8 of those emptied, this tank is now filled up to 14%. An approximate total of basically 70 kiloliters out of a whopping 500. Pretty good. Unfortunate. Also, if a game breaking causes the text exception to appear, that is not a surprise. There's a reason I'm named Exception. Part of it is sort of like family folklore appropriation, but the rest of it is because computer virus. Let's get some of this outlying scrap to the general scrap pile. The thruster, put in the thruster pile. Gyro pile. Thruster pile's over here. And one question is what we do with all the engines. Yeah, you're here. You're just gonna continue to be here. Okay, I'm very happy that we have a standardized way to deal with hydrogen tanks now, and we can now collect them for the unified goal of filling this up. And well, the only thing that would happen is that it would supply an ample amount of power to whatever is using it. Fill all the batteries real fast. Really, a hydrogen engine really basically just works like a wind turbine, except it consumes hydrogen. And it provides more power per second. It's not like it's pumping fuel to a particular thing. Okay, anything I'm forgetting? Yes, turn back on the magnetic plates. They should be ready to go. Seems like it. Okay. I am going to, once again, not rebuild the crane. Look for a signal. How's power doing, by the way? Just in terms of capacity. Current stored power. Almost 100%. Yeah. Yeah. On one hand, it's a lot of small tanks to go. On the other, it doesn't feel that bad. We're 14% of the way there. If we fill up that tank, I'm going to feel pretty confident about our ability to get into space with, like, the most rickety pile of garbage imaginable. Though, truly, a victory condition would be an expedition to the North Pole. Get the Absentia back to home base, or home territory in a Deserts of Karak kind of way. It's why I'm building the Absentia. I want a command carrier. Okay. Let's go into Zen Patience mode as we wait for a new signal to reveal itself. I'm just going to drive in a circle. But also, we have a renewed interest in large steel tubes because we're running short on base. There's that thing in the distance, but that's a known territory. I just had an idea. We could take the Grindatron with us and just like... Wait, I think I wanted to do this a while ago. We can... Yeah. We're gonna need a lot of steel to build the Absentia. It's just huge. Further away, left side of the... Oh, there's something 7 kilometers that way. We'll go to that first. Oh, right, you're buggy, Vega. I remember. Or was that even further out, and this is just some other signal you noticed, but I didn't? Okay. I'm maybe not the best at observing these signals when they happen. I kind of tune them out. I figure we're going at about 1 kilometer a minute. So if that was about 7 kilometers out, we should get there in about 7 minutes. Now we're going slightly faster than 60 kilometers per hour, but also we can't always go in a straight line. Oh. 6 kilometers out, dead left. Keep that in mind. Well, that's okay, I think. We can have more ways of doing scouting. Like, I don't have to be in the vehicle. You could just drive out to brand locations, put down GPS coordinates, not even picking anything up, just keep going. And then come back, report them all to me as sort of an ahead advisory. I mean, like, you can send GPS coordinates to each other, I'm pretty sure. In fact, I think I did that already. We did that to meet each other, I remember this. Ooh, there's something. There's something right over there, dead ahead. So, like, as long as you can, like, visually confirm and reach them, you don't need to bring the whole truck immediately. So you can just make, like, a fast scout vehicle, drive out to... Okay, you might crash, yeah. My thought was maybe you could make, like, world's ricketiest hovercraft, fly over all the dunes, put a GPS coordinate, not even land the vehicle, just hover above its location, mark a coordinate, then fly somewhere else. But crashing in that situation would be even more catastrophic, so... Trade-offs. Benefits and trade-offs. That looks like a building. I'm happy to see buildings. They usually have stuff inside. And our large grid, and might have a large grid battery. Building seems a little small for it to be an industrial building, though. There were, like, entire cities I saw in, like, Stream 1 and 2, which were very useful for getting stuff and just grinding down for steel. I want to add a medium cargo container to the Grindatron. Or add a medium cargo container to the back of my truck. Or build a new truck that isn't designed for salvage, that's designed for grinding. We just go to one of those old cities and grind it into oblivion. Yeah, I feel like your new truck would be a decent vehicle for these dunes. Maybe you could add like a gyro to it and maybe an emergency sort of reorientation arm. And like with that, I think you'd be good to go. What's in here? Bulletproof glass, pretty rare. Displays, nice to see. Empty. There's a truck over. This place is kitted out with stuff. Look at all this. It's got a roof. It's got letters. It says, oh, this was a repair shop, I guess. Solid foundation. Truck of some description. Shed. This could be a good second location. Here's another hydrogen engine. No attached tank. What are these? Custom turret controller. Automation timer block. Event controller. Cylindrical column. Yeah, I like this place. I'm going to try and keep it intact. Could be a second facility. Off-road wheel. Take that. Emotion controller. I think that just makes a smiley face or whatever. Can we... Does it fit out the door? No. It don't. Let's get rid of the exhaust pipe so we can drag this engine out. Yeah, let's get the GPS at this place. I'll do it from, let's say, equidistant from these 2 points. So here. Okay, GPS, new from current position. Let's call this... I don't want to call it repair base. Let's call it, I don't have a good... Okay, fine. We'll call it repair base. We have the GPS. Whenever we're both on at the same time, I can send you that GPS mark. I'm trying to save up to the truck because I think the truck might have something good inside it. Let's go inside the repair shop. Let's see here. A lot of components on these shelves. Decent for just a non-standard storage option. 5 power cells. We are rich. Excellent. A lot of steel components. Lockers. I'm going to keep this place intact. Med kits, not medical components. This needs another computer. Here. Large steel tubes, exactly what we're looking for, along with everything else we're looking for at the same time. Chairless desk. This must be the shopping counter. Oh, yeah, I think this is like a store. You walk in, here are the shelves, you see what you want to buy, etc., etc. Here's behind the counter stock. Good stuff, good stuff. More lockers up here. Open here. See, we've got grinder. It's just a tier 1 grinder, so it's as good as any other grinder I might theoretically have. I will need to disassemble the lockers in order to look in every locker. But I won't destroy them. Cosmic coffee! You need some cosmic coffee? They got cosmic coffee here. Hello? Yes, okay, we've won the entire game. Plush boy. Oh, right, he's just a guy. He's here. Great. I don't want to keep him here. I want to make sure that he is safe and secure in a location on a grid that he's actually capable of being in. So, let's... I don't know. I'll put him in. I'll put him on the truck for now. Just emergency option. we'll put him in the passenger zone here. There we are. Our buddy. Okay, so that seems to be most of the interior of the facility. Got the intel here, control panel, lockers, corner. Okay, so very, very much just a storage room. Nice. We have this dumpster outside, which has some wheels in it. Gladly take those for the small grid. Off-road wheel, off-road wheel. Now that we have the Grindatron, there's an argument to be made for just taking these entire containers and then using the Grindatron on them. Be an easy way to deal with all this. Small cargo container, I will hack into that. Small steel tube and bullets. Too exciting. Yeah, this is prime Grindatron material. I'll keep that in mind. There's the engine. Here's the truck. The front of the truck is very much destroyed. A lot of its internal components, therefore, are gone. This appears to be a shipping truck. K... I have to assume this said something along the lines of Klang and Sons. Or like K. Lang and Sons. Wait, these are cryo chambers. Wait a minute, these are hold on, these are cryo chambers. Rip apart this entire front wall. I need to get to the internals. Because these are cryo chambers. What was Klang and Sons doing with cryo chambers here? Let's see. Okay, there are 2 medkits in this one. Alright. That's not enough unless we also disassemble the survival kit on the truck. Which I'm surprisingly okay with doing. Alright. 0 here, 2 here, 0 there. Bit of a gamble. But yeah, let's keep this mostly intact. Just leave it here. There's no if we're keeping this as a base, there's no reason to disassemble everything here. This was a very, very successful venture. Okay, 5 kilometers that way. I'm looking right at it. It's east-northeast. We can remember that orientation. We can remember that direction. We can go there. So this place has some good potential in the future. East, northeast. Alignment good? Proceed. Solid 7 kilometers. Yeah, this is a good forward operating base. And we can repurpose those cryopods to possibly be our, like, main spawn. This might mean that we can abandon Turbine House, possibly disassemble it, bring the turbines over here, and make this our base. If we feel like it. Though my original plan was to make the Absentia our base. Heck with it, we could just pick up the building, take it with us. The Absentia's large enough. We could take the building, put it on the Absentia, and use it as some kind of... like that command tower that, like, battleships have. Like, it's high above the ground. But yeah, we could disassemble Turbine House. We could move the turbines to storage zone. That's fine. In fact, we might be able to use the mountain right next to it as sort of like a platform to put the turbines on independently, and then, like, merge it down. Wait, I lost the thread of this conversation. What are we speaking of? Which thing in Armored Core 6? The grids? Or like the Strider? Or like oh wait, like the battleships from, yeah, the PCA's thing. I was, yeah. 4 kilometers that way, but we should also be getting close to the east northeast thing. Dude, in the sand. We, for the most part, maintained our east-northeast heading. So where's our target? Granted, I may have rotated a little bit east-southeast, so it might be solid left from here. What's an X? I missed an X. Oh! Target! Is that another turbine house? I think it is. Yeah, that's another turbine house. With some additional buildings. Oh, it's an elevated turbine house. Okay. Bit higher off the ground. Turbine spinning. Okay, let's, Whoa! Okay, okay, oh, it's not in working order, it's in warring order. Okay, okay, we, yep. Alright, there's a gun turret in there. Okay. This is tricky. Oh, I gotta use the outhouse for a second. Okay, we're good. Okay, let's check the turbine house real quick. Just seems safer. Ooh, layout's a little bit different than mine. Lovely open air design. Entire functioning bed. We got some lockers we can open. Okay, looking empty here. We've got a lovely chair. Let's just check the systems. Corner light, side locker, offset door, corner locker. One of these is the corner. Oh, you. I see. You just got classic, some pistol bullets, some bullet, some gun. Doesn't matter which side you access it from, it's all the same stuff interior. Lovely planters. Place is looking nice. I have a diabolical scheme. I want to drop this building onto the truck. Like, I want to drive the truck underneath here, remove the supports, just let it fall onto it. Just take the whole thing. But more critical, we gotta solve this gun turret situation. Yep, there it is. Saw it turn to look at me. Okay, ooh, that's a cargo container. We need those. Okay, what's this thing on the side? I don't recognize it. That might be the gun custom turret controller. Oh, the answer's right in front of me. Wait, I can reach that from here. Capable of providing AI to custom-built rotor and hinge-based turrets. It can also be used to manually control the turret. Custom turret requires at least one rotor, hinge, and one weapon tool or camera to be functional. Let's just remove it. Are we good? We are good. Turn that off. All right, we're good. And this is a medium cargo container. Very good to see. Yeah, the entire battery. That's a big win. Let's rebuild the... We're out of computers? I guess I just didn't bring any, more accurately. We don't need the turret online right now, so I'm going to take the computer out of it to build up this. Let's see here. Hack it. What do we have inside? Another power cell. Motors. Rifle. Excellent. Okay. Let's open this door. Take this out. We definitely want this. We definitely want the battery. Can we build Gatling gun? We can build Gatling gun. So we don't need this gun in particular. And we can take out the ammo. Okay. As for the turret controller, can we build that? Cost? No. So I guess we'll take it with us. You know what? Leave these components vaguely nearby. Because I'm going to do the house drop first. And once I do the house drop, then we'll be able to make room for all the everything else. This is a great, terrible plan. Like, this is a fantastic, abysmal plan. Oh boy, I'm more scared of this than the turret. Oh boy. The plan is, since the entire thing is like rigid, there's no soft body physics, we don't have to worry about the thing falling over if we take out the supports on one side. So I'm going to take out the supports on this side, drive the truck underneath them, and then try and catch it on a magnetic plate.
Inventory full.
Oh, that's what cargo's for. Boop. Okay. Custom question about exactly how much we want to remove. Let's get rid of the ladder. It just seems like a hazard. Do I remove these angled supports in the side? On one hand, having them reduces the amount that the building has to fall. On the other hand, if they're the platform I use, it's less likely they're going to hit a structural, like a plate. Let's actually make our target this light armor block in the middle. I'm actually just going to temporarily flatten out the bottom with another block. Okay, moving in. This. Hello and welcome to Space Engineers Hardcore Edition. We are now without a survival kit, and it's very likely that this will be our undoing. Because if we respawn, one, this truck will be destroyed, and two, we're going to spawn in a random location in the world. Okay. Okay, the physics there were as expected. We're good so far. Gonna round out the truck's position. Just try and get the building level as possible. Put these on the sides so the magnetic plates will connect to something. Okay, it is time for Operation... Oh, wait, I think this might be a little too forward. It's gonna... I'm glad I noticed this. This one right here is going to fall and hit this. So we need to move out a little further. There, now we're clear. Okay. That was close. Okay. Operation House Flipper in 3, 2, 1. Success! Oh, it worked beautifully. Oh my goodness, that's just a win. That's just a win right there. All right, let's get the battery and cargo container onto the bed. We did it. We win. That is a solid, that's just a success. Everything went right. We have a house. We have a mobile house. And you know what? We can drop this off at base too. We can have the repair plates actually have some power provided to it now. Okay, now how's this thing gonna drive? Okay, our only objective is to get back to repair base right now. We don't have the room for anything else. We may also need to invent a new type of, like, material. Like, how are we going to get this off the bed? Yeah, high center of gravity. Very, very high center of gravity. I can just drive slow, but more importantly, I think we're going to need to build a stationary crane to pick up this and move it. That may have to be our next project. Now, though, just stick to level ground. Maybe we could just let go of it on a hill and just let it slide off me. There are methods we can use. For now, though, let's just focus on the drive. Full concentration. I'm gonna be honest with you, guy. I think the cockpit noise you're hearing is actually the rotor from the former crane trying to keep its orientation good. It is. There's the sun going down, I assume. You know, this thing might make a good command tower. Wait. Idea. If we make our cool crane, we could put this on the Absentia as the command tower. Just straight up drop it in place. Put a little control seat in there, drive around the Absentia. And like we can just disassemble all of the turbines at Turbine House and haul them over. I think I want to do that. I think I want to. I know this wasn't the plan. We were going to bring it to repair base, but I kind of want to bring it to the Absentia. Then make like a big crane, put it on the Absentia. And have it be our command tower. And I can't really do that with Turbine House as is because it's too embedded in the ground. Okay, we're redirecting. We have a new destination. Going to Turbine House. Fortunately, they're both on the way. We don't have any room for anything else. I don't know if... Actually, I don't remember what the command tower on the PC looks like. I don't want to check. What the? This was pure luck. How did this get here? Hello. You are... You got stuff in you. Okay. Sure. We'll find room for you. I think these have outlived their viability. Unstable as that looks, it does work. So let's just get the garbage can on board. And feed it to the Grindatron when we get home. Oh. Accidentally careened it over my entire body. There we are. I will say this thing looks a whole lot less stable with those structural parts removed, even though they weren't doing anything right now. I'm just not gonna look.
Inventory full.
Darn it. Wait, we can sacrifice the turret controller from this. It's like a computer. It's bound to have loads of computers in that computer. Yeah, look at that. 10. Take those. This is gonna ruin our balance, but this will allow us to pick up the back of the truck, and then sort of lift it off the ground for clearance. Let's try it. A little bit too ambitious with my shenanigans here. One could argue that, and they'd probably be right. Okay. Now we go to that hinge. We up the velocity. Can't see what's going on. Parking brake, please. Hinge. Lift. It's off the ground. That's all I need. Now, which one of these is Turbine House? Left. Back at it. A weird advantage of having the plane part is that it is re-lowering our center of gravity relative to the house. That's something to be thankful of. It's another advantage to have. Keep it slow, keep it slow. We get signal. We're here. Easy, easy. Okay. Stopped. Okay, here comes hard part number 2. You know, in this configuration, it kind of looks like an elephant face. I don't know why I have that opinion, but I do. Okay. Get this battery as clear away as possible. This cargo away. Here we have more scrap for the Scrapatron. Scrap-matic. Okay, about unloading the house. My plan is to put a great deal of asymmetric weight on this side, such that lever action pulls it off, and then from this configuration it should just sort of slide out. Why is this still stuck here? Not responding to any control. Oh, it's still attached, is it? Why? That one not part of the network? I guess I gotta add that one to the network. By the way, that's clear. Then we add some counterweight. The counterweight here is just so it will slide cleanly when I do this. We can add some weight on top, so I can still do this. That far. But we're trying to strike a balance between tilt and slide. Good. Now I think all that's left for us is to sort of shimmy out from under it. Almost. That's clear. And then get rid of all this. Mission accomplished. We have relocated a house. We're gonna need like the world's greatest crane in order to move that to there. And part of me wants to keep the turbine on. I know it won't work on a moving vehicle, but if we use the convert to station technique, then we'll be able to use it. In addition, it kind of looks like an antenna network. I know it doesn't really, but that works. Sand down the... Oh, yes! The Grindatron. Yes. Let's do that. Okay, so here's another excellent example of the Grindatron being used for a problem we have. So, I've already looked inside, I've already evaluated and be like, yep, there's nothing in there of any particular value to me. No importance. It's simply a bunch of tubes and wheels and steel box. So, step one of the Grindatron is press this button. It is now on. Step 2 of the Grindatron is lift it up. Look at it go. It's really, really effective. Not only is it faster than a regular grinder, it has AoE on it, which makes it really good for this kind of work. All right, for safety, turn it off between uses. Now we're going to bring this over, and this one's going to be a piece of work. Heck, getting it over is going to be a challenge. I think best choice would be to use the pivot technique. Effectively, if you don't have the linear strength, you will usually have the torque to rotate something over around an angular axis. And then, from there, the lower friction also typically brings success. Let's move the solar panels out of the way. I don't want to accidentally crush them with my giant plane path. You get it, like, angular moving. That reduces friction, because dynamic friction, very often lower than static friction. I actually don't know of an instance where dynamic friction is greater than static. That also kind of logically doesn't make sense, because if you think about it, dynamic friction making something stop moving is basically static friction, just for an object in motion. It'd be really weird if dynamic friction was stronger in any instance ever, mathematically. Okay. Grindatron is ready. Begin. This back in there. Go. All right, slowly through this wing. I'm gonna be honest. This is perhaps one of the most simple, effective machines I've ever built. The Grindatron is so useful. Like, you just use it.
Health low.
Yeah, the Grindatron will grind you as well, so be careful. The only thing that I would complain about with the Grindatron is that it's a little sloppy. It will sort of make tiny little pieces fly out, and then you have to pick them up individually, but that's still pretty good. I think the solution to that would be make the Grindatron like a floor, and you just drop stuff like one of those crazy metal scrunchers. Almost like a wood chipper, except like you know what I'm talking about. Those big rotary destroyer things that just like disassemble the universe and anything you put inside. I don't want to spend excess materials on this though. Especially because of the scrapyard situation. So I'm gonna stick with this one grinder that I just lift stuff into. It gets the job done. It's a grand improvement over the old system. Other loose components? I don't see any. Okay. shut down. Let's see our haul. Look at this! 300 steel ready to go. Interior plate, some motors, some small steel tube. This is great! This is resource management. Alright, let's do this one. Oop. This. Suspension, there's that cube, there's this wedge. Mission accomplished. I love this thing, it's great. Cool. So with all of that, we've made some great strides towards success. And we didn't even have a crane today. Is the real magic. Got a brand new battery we can use for parts and battery power. This brings our large warfare battery count to a resounding 3. Getting it to work might be a struggle because power cells are finicky and annoying. But still, we can find those. We can salvage the world. And with that, I'm happy to call it there. I know this is a little bit shorter, but that's only because I started late because I forgot I was streaming today. Got that all around worked out, and we are solid now. So I am gonna go. Thank you for this good time. We are making great strides. I'm Exception. This is Vint TV. Have a good day, and good night.